Hey guys, Ferry Corsten here, and you're here with Neil now.
Hey guys, we are here with Ferry Corsten right before his Dreamstate set. How are you feeling?
Excited.
Yeah. What do you have in store for us tonight for your set?
Well, at Dreamstate this year, I've been performing under one of my aliases, which is Gouryella, which I started years ago, and then I gave it a break, but kind of brought it back last year.
Yeah.
And this whole year, I've been touring with a live show around it, and it's been going really well. And so basically, on all the Dreamstates, I'm doing Gouryella. So, yeah.
So that leads me right into a fan question. We collected a bunch of questions. Is there a reason that you've been playing a lot under that alias?
Well, you know, it's one of those things when because as Ferry Corsten, I've got a very broad sort of taste of music.
Yeah.
So most people know me as a trance DJ, but my personal taste of music goes from left to right, really. You know, I can get inspired by anything. So when something catches my ear, I'm like, I zone in and I grab that and I just use that as inspiration. So, you know, leading to me doing a lot of different sort of genres as well over the years, and a lot of people have always been saying like, oh, we miss that old Ferry trance sound. And with the whole, and this is really my personal sort of like space where I was, with the whole thing of like the big room EDM, put your effing hands up, and all of that.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3, jump.
4.
You know, so I was like, okay, I really want to go back to where I come from and the music that I love making, which was that big trancey stuff. And I had two monikers that stood out with that. One is System F, and the other one is Gouryella. And Gouryella being a bit more theatrical almost. So, and I really felt last year like, okay, it's time to just bring that back and focus on that and sort of like push that sound back into the scene again. And that's basically what I've been doing, and that's why I've been playing under Gouryella.
And so someone also asked about System F. So is there like a comeback with that soon?
System F
in the future?
Honestly, you know, I never expected Gouryella to come back. I mean, I always say never, and it's not like I'm giving you a hint. No, it's not it.
Guys, you heard it here first.
But I mean, you know, System F, Out of the Blue was the one track that sort of like propelled me into this sort of lifestyle. You know, will I bring back System F? I don't know. Right now, you know, I'm working on a new Ferry Corsten album, which is for next year, and that's all my focus is on that, which will sort of like merge the Gouryella thing that I've been doing sort of closer to Ferry Corsten, you know, making it even more obvious that it's the one and the same in one person. But System F hasn't, you know, I haven't really been thinking about that. No.
And then someone wanted to know, is there any opportunity you think in the future to play with Tiesto again, since that's how it all started?
Hey, I mean, you know, Thijs and I, we've always been friends, and you know, and hardly, unfortunately, I don't see him often because he's always here in the States, and I'm, you know, and we when we do see each other, it's just like a quick high five. Hey, how are you? And that's it. And he's off to his stage, and off to my stage. Will we ever be able to play together? I don't know. You know, he's in such a different space musically, and you know, he's been very clear about how he feels about trance, and doesn't really want to have anything to do with it. And I'm actually even more drifting more towards trance.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So
like
I see that as like a big divide.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, never say never. That's again, right?
And so we want to know about, you know, what inspired you, and when were you first inspired to want to become a producer, a DJ?
I've always had it as a kid, really. You know, there was when I was like 10, 11 years old, there was a radio show on Dutch radio. It's called the Soul Show, and they were basically featuring like the latest music that was playing in discos and whatever, you know. And I'm talking about mid '80s here.
Yeah.
So, that music that I was listening to in that show was so different from anything else that was out there on, you know, in the top 40 on radio. And one of the features, the items in that show was this sort of like 15-minute mix that listeners could send in, where the challenge was not like a DJ mix, but like a produced mix, basically cut and paste on tape, you know, at the time still, where people could just send in like a 15-minute mix, where the challenge was to have as many records
mashed into,
crammed together and mashed up, you know, as possible. And for me that was just like so like wowing, you know. And that moment I knew already, like, okay, I wanna, this is going to be my passion. And so later on I just met a bunch of guys who basically taught me how to work on a tape machine and do the cutting and pasting, and with 2 turntables and a mixer and all of that. So yeah, I don't know, ever since I was just a little boy, I've been playing with music. Not playing music, but playing with music.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing, right? So, and then when I started going out myself, going clubbing, I met a bunch of guys who had a studio, so very small setup, and we started sort of like recreating the stuff that we were hearing in the clubs. And so, the rest is
had you ever thought about a different career path, or if you weren't a DJ?
No, I studied to become an electrical engineer. You know, so had I not, you know, been successful with what I do now, that's probably what I would have been doing now. Yeah.
So you're obviously at, you know, a high point, right? You've been at a high point in your career. Can you share with us some of the lower points?
So many years ago, I had this thing like, okay, I come out of this whole trance thing and I want to sort of like refresh it. And then Electro Clash came up as a name, you know, where this whole new sound. And I've always been, ever since that radio show, because at some point they started playing this 80s electro stuff.
Yeah.
I've been very much sort of like drawn towards that electro sound as well. So around 2005-06, I started taking, when Electro Clash came up, I started taking like bits and pieces from that genre and infusing that into trance, and that resulted really well for me, you know. So I was like, at some point when the EDM big room stuff came up, very early beginnings of it, I thought like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be inspirational. Let me just take this and that element and bring that into trance, and that just did not turn out well. You know, people didn't like it, and it was not working out. And so I mean, that probably was the lowest point, really.
How did you feel, or like what was next?
Look, you know, I feel you gotta take risks. You know, staying with the same genre only and doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Some people are very comfortable with it. I am not. You know, I get bored in the studio. I need to just trigger myself and just, you know, get myself going into different directions in order to come up with the right record again. Yeah. But so can I say like, oh, it was a wrong move? No, I don't think so. Because of that move, I'm doing what I'm doing right now again, and being so with 2 feet back into trance again. Yeah.
Where do you find most of your inspiration from?
Everyday things, really. Yeah, just you know, people I meet, things I'm eating. I don't know.
Things you're eating? What do you like to eat? What's your favorite food?
That could be anything really. Like, but definitely all the Asian cuisines.
You're like the 3rd or 4th person that said Asian cuisine this like at Dreamstate, like during the interviews.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, right?
yeah.
So Asian cuisine, but at the same time the very pure and simple Mediterranean cuisine. It's just like that's, you know, that's enough. It's great. So, but it could really be everything. You know, the one day I get out of bed with my left foot and the other day with my right foot, and this is the way I feel today. So I don't know.
Is there a specific moment that you recall being like a wow moment or a very emotional moment for you in your career so far?
I think there have been 2. Definitely when I released System F Out of the Blue, and the way, because before that was like a really defining moment. Before that, there was Ferry Corsten, the very homey kid. Yeah, I was happy being at home in my studio, you know, going on vacation outside of Holland for about a week or 2, and that was enough, right? I wanted to be back. I was like very homey, very grounded sort of guy. And then when Out of the Blue took off, and my DJ career and production career, all of a sudden, you know, within like a span of like 3 months, I was worldwide, and I never looked back, and I don't want to look back, and so that really changed me overnight, literally. So that was one, and I think another one, really, I gotta be honest, but I think that was like a year and a half ago when I released Gouryella Anahera. That's why I'm doing all this now again, and it's just, and it's I don't know.
It's amazing. The feedback's been like...
The feedback was so amazing, and I felt like it was almost like such a welcoming feeling, like Ferry's back with trance, and you know, and I don't know, it was great. So that was another one.
Yeah. So on the first one, when things just blew up within that short period of time, has there been a downside? Like, what don't you enjoy or find really difficult about what you do?
Well, you know, I mean, at some point you just start growing a family, right?
Yeah.
And that's I don't want to say that has to suffer, but it is suffering. I mean, you know, I'm away, my family's at home, my kids are like, Papa, where are you going? You know, like, when are you back? Are you back Monday? No, I'm back the week after. Oh, really? You know, like, and that's the hard part. Just a social life, in the sense where, like, your friends have like birthdays or New Year's Eve together with your buddies, right? I haven't had New Year's Eve with my friends since I can't even remember, really. So that's the downside, you know. But hey, it comes with a price. I mean, I'm living a life that I am not really complaining about. So I mean, I'll take that anytime.
What's the most rewarding part then?
Equally.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny enough. No, it's funny. It's almost like you probably ask, like, double-edged sword, exactly. So how can you say this but say the other thing? At the same time, you know, I'm living a comfortable life. So if I want to do this or that with my family, I can do it without hesitation, without thinking about anything. I just, you know, pack our bag. But you want to go to that place and visit it and just have a holiday there? You know? Okay, let's go. So I mean, yes, it comes at a price. With a price. So,
what's the thing that you are the most grateful for right now?
It sounds cheesy, really, but it is really. I'm super grateful, and I'm every day again that I'm doing what I'm doing, that I can actually do. I can have my living out of something that I really enjoy doing, and not out of something that I have to do.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean. I feel very blessed that I can just do this. Yeah. Okay.
So before we let you go, any message for your fans out there watching?
Guys, Ferry Corsten here. This time as Gouryella here, as you noticed. But I hope to see you very soon at some place close to you.
All right. Thanks for coming on, and can't wait for your set.
Absolutely. Same here. Thanks.